Hello everybody, I just wanted to make a quick video about the science class we're going to be taking this year. So what you see on the screen here is the OLS online school. Now if you've watched the math video, what you saw there was D2L, Desire to Learn. So we are using two platforms this year. This one is the OLS. So what I'm currently looking at is Arkansas Science 8, Unit number 1, which is here. The units can be pretty easily changed just by clicking. Now, if you watched the math video, you know that D2L has a really cool calendar tool that lets you see what you're doing and when you're doing it. This does not have that. So what I made is this pacing guide. Basically, what you're going to do, assuming you were here the first day of school, is you're going to do all of these. All right, so that's 100% of the work. We're not skipping anything in science this year. So that means that each quarter, you're, well, doing a quarter, right? 25%. So by October 14th, which is the end of quarter 1, you should have all of these units and lessons done, right? It's units 1 through 3, and then unit 4, lesson 1. And that will be exactly 25% of the work. Now, unlike math, where there's going to be quizzes and things like that, and that's the only thing that the math grade is based on is the quizzes and the discussions and the assignments. In here, you actually get credit for every single one of these that you do. Now, some of them, most of them, will have an assessment. And you're going to have to get an 80% on that assessment to get credit. The only exception to that, and I have a note here, is about the optional lessons, right? So notice you go 1, 2, 3 this week, 4, 5, 6 the week after that, and then we skip 7, do 8, 9, skip 10, and then do 11. That's because 7 and 10 are the optional lessons. See? Optional, optional. These do not calculate into your grade. So if you did every single optional lesson on here, Unit 1 to Unit 14, on your end, it'll look like you've done a lot, but on my end, it'll show you've done 0. So even if you do every single one of these, it's going to increase your grade nothing, which is why it says lessons 7 and 8 will not help your grade. Now, if you want to do them so that the whole lesson has its check marks, you can. But just know that doing it's not going to help you, not doing it's not going to hurt you. But really, that is about the extent of science. The only weird little thing is some of these are going to have a learning coach graded portion. So when you go on your personal name, it'll be in the not completed section up until the learning coach logs in and does their portion, and then it'll show it's complete. So make sure you're looking in your units for what's mastered, what's not mastered, and if there's a learning coach graded portion, make sure you do that. One thing about the OLS that goes for all of your OLS classes, right? So this is going to be your art and your history as well, is this materials tab. This materials tab is super important because it has the lesson review, it has some little extra portions, so make sure you're always looking at your materials tab. But that should be the extent of science. So as long as you have this, and you're doing exactly what it says each week, right? I have the date, and I have the lessons. Then you'll get 100%, as long as these are mastered, right? So if you come and take this assessment, Unit 1, Lesson 1, and you get a 70%, that's not mastered. It has to be an 80% or higher. You get 3 tries. So study after you take the first one. And if you have questions, let me know. So yeah, follow your pacing guide. Make sure you're getting an 80% or higher on these, and you will get 100% in the class. Don't forget about the materials tab. Don't forget about the Learning Coach graded stuff. And if you ever have any questions about this, let me know through Kmail. Thank you. Have a good day.